After making longer videos in the past, I wanted to make a shorter video to spice things up a bit. I'll probably do more videos like this in the future when I want to talk about something, but don't want to go too deep into it. Because of my unending hype over Virtue's Last Reward for the past 3 months, I wanted to make a little review about its original game, 999, which I am equally obsessed over, by the way. This video is spoiler-free, so if you want to play the game, you'll be safe knowing that I didn't reveal any major plot points that might ruin your gaming experience. 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors, otherwise known as 999, is a puzzle adventure game on the Nintendo DS. You play as Junpei, a college student who found himself trapped inside the Titanic with a numbered bracelet on his left arm. With the help of your girlfriend and a bunch of randos, you must solve the puzzles, find the truth, and most importantly, seek a way out. One of my favorite aspects about this game is how different its tone is from a lot of games I've played before. It has this dark, bleak, yet grounded tone to it. If I were to describe the tone of this game, it would be Persona 4's ground-to-earth realism combined with Danganronpa's sense of dread. It really is a good combination. Its tone also matches its characters. Like Persona 4, they all have grounded yet unique personalities, making them feel like real people while being interesting at the same time. Another thing I like about the characters is that each of them have a chance to shine. Not once has it felt like certain characters get special treatment by writers, which is nice because no matter which character is your favorite, you will be satisfied. While this game does have generally a bleaker tone, it still has time to crack a few actually funny jokes once in a while, usually in the investigation scenes. Not that the jokes override and ruin the overall tone, of course. What I like about the jokes and quips each character has in the investigation is that it motivates me to search every nook and cranny in each room. Even if I find an item that doesn't contribute to solving the puzzle, I still get to enjoy what the characters have to say about it. The art and music are also really good in this game. The game's sprite art reminds me of Ace Attorney, but infinitely more fluid in animation. No, seriously, it's really fluid. It's insane how fluid this game's animation is, because sprite art is difficult enough to implement in a style like this, but to actually have it animated like this takes a serious amount of talent that I cannot commend more. The music also has a very unique style to it, having this technological glitch aesthetic to it that perfectly matches the game's tone. Another thing I particularly like about this game is the fact that it recognizes certain pieces of dialogue that you have already read, so you are allowed to skip over it with the right button while making sure to stop when you encounter new text. I've talked about why 999 is a good game, but what truly makes 999 a great game is its incredibly engaging story. This game has 6 different endings, and completing each of them has had me hooked, wanting for more. Even when I haven't reached an ending or encountered a game-changing story event, the game still makes me anxious to get back on my seat and play another round. It really is that engaging. However, with how much praise I'm giving this game, it still has its flaws. For one, the puzzles are a bit too easy for my taste, especially for an M-rated game. Even if you so much as exit the puzzle once, the characters basically give out the entire solution to you. I get that it's supposed to help frustrated players like me get onto the story, but there are certain times where the characters feel like they have no faith in you solving the puzzle yourself, so they solve it for you. For all the puzzles and all the branches that I have taken, I have only needed to use a walkthrough once in my entire playthrough. I know that sounds reasonable, but I'm really bad at puzzles, and if I am able to solve nearly all the puzzles with relative ease, then anyone can. Despite not needing a walkthrough for the puzzles, what I did need a walkthrough for were the endings. While the normal endings were pretty easy to access, in order to see the special endings, you have to make very specific decisions in a very specific way. This is bad because a lot of players can perform every action but get the same exact endings, causing the player to quit the game before they get to see any special endings. I feel like this would be a lot better if progressing through the game would be faster. Sure, I had the ability to skip dialogue, which was nice, but I wasn't able to skip through rooms I've already completed, causing replays to be a lot longer than they should. Speaking of endings, despite being a non-linear game, I feel like I have to experience the endings in a very linear way. In order to get the most out of your playthrough, you must get the endings in the following order: knife, sub, axe, coffin, safe, and true. Don't worry, none of these names are spoilers. If you don't, you could either prematurely encounter a game-changing ending, making you confused, or get let down seeing a normal ending after getting a special one. In fact, one of the endings becomes inaccessible if you experience another ending before it, so ending guides truly are crucial here. Despite all of these flaws, I still highly recommend you play 999. Why? Well, it's because, even when experiencing these flaws firsthand, I was too immersed into the story to care. The vast majority of my 999 playthrough was just skipping over text I've already read, and I was still excited to do so because it meant I was able to see what would happen next. The fact that this game made me so excited to perform one of the most dull and boring experiences in video game history really goes to show how wonderful this game really is. Although it's more accessible on Steam and other devices, I highly recommend you play the DS version. I know console differences usually don't matter, but the differences between the DS version of this game and other versions is like night and day. Don't believe me? Well, Kotaro Uchikoshi, the director, planner, and scenario writer of 999, stated in an interview that it's best to play this game on the Nintendo DS. Since this is a review, I'll need to give this game a rating, and what better rating to give it than a 9 out of 10? This game might not be flawless, but it's pretty darn close.